just you and me forever.
Do you take this woman as your lawful wedded wife?
Ooh, yeah! Oh, no.
Place the ring on her finger and repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed.
Hello and welcome to With This Ring. I'm your co-host Ryan Everett.
I'm Cindy Everett.
And tonight we are entering our next year.
Yeah, new millennium.
Yes, the new millennium. The year 2000 has upon us. It did not have a robot uprising or anything like that.
No, computers are not.
Yeah,
shut
down. Yeah.
Well, because in Office Space they updated all the code.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? That was the
plot.
That was their job.
That was their job. Yeah, to make sure that. Yeah,
well, they did a good job.
Yeah, it was all up to them. They did it. Yeah. So the year 2000, though. So when we last left, the McMahon Helmsley Era had begun.
Yes, the evil Stephanie.
Yes, evil Stephanie with her curled hair means that she's evil.
Yes.
And then.
And what's Vince doing now? Just kind of working behind the scenes?
Yeah, because he was so traumatized by Stephanie that he had to go away. I think was kind of the story.
Well, now that she's so traumatized by him, he can go away.
So he's away, and then they have...
Shane's gone, too.
Shane went with him. He's also traumatized, I guess.
Okay.
Or,
what are they really doing?
They're just kind of being off screen for a little bit. They're
Gotcha.
still doing everything else.
Okay.
And actually, at this point, Vince McMahon was launching the XFL, so...
Oh, okay.
It's taking a little backseat to the wrestling, probably.
Gotcha.
But, so... Triple H is sick of Rock and Mankind always thwarting his plans, so he has them face each other in a
pink slip match.
Pink slip on a pole match, where The Rock ends up winning, which means that Mankind is fired.
Mankind is fired.
Yes. And the next week, Triple H wins the world title.
Okay.
And he is now in charge completely.
In a couple different ways.
Yeah, with the title, with the power. And then he does have a fun little Smackdown match with Rikishi.
Yeah.
Where they really sell that Rikishi has a shot to win the title, and then he doesn't, but he does get to dance at the end, so it's all worth it.
Yes, well, yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But
it is.
It
definitely puts a hard push on to Rikishi right away. I think they knew they had lightning in a bottle. We don't know how long this fat Simone will be over, but might as well ride it while
exactly. We can. Make the most of it.
Yeah.
So
then after that, then we get to the Raw where The Rock said that everyone would walk out unless they start playing ball, and one of those demands was to rehire Mankind, so he comes back. And then later in the night, there's a 8-man tag, and it ends up with Triple H and Mankind going all over the place, and Mankind gets pedigreed through the table and is bleeding.
Did we watch that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then that leads to the Smackdown the next... Well, it was taped the next night, which was my birthday.
Okay.
So I was there in attendance.
Oh, was it in Chicago?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, and it was Mankind turning into Cactus Jack.
Oh, okay.
Attacking Triple H.
Nice.
And setting up the match at the Royal Rumble.
Gotcha. Well, I'm sure. What was your reaction to that at the time?
I mean, I kind of knew it was happening because he even gave the Bang Bang on Raw.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of like something's happening, but I was very happy to see it.
Yeah. I think I asked this off mic, but what's your favorite Mick Foley character?
For
wrestling.
For wrestling, Cactus Jack. For stupid backstage stuff, it's probably a toss up between Dude Love and
Well,
Mankind.
yeah, I was gonna say. How long was he Dude Love for?
Mainly when he was. I mean, he did it a little bit in the summer of '97, but the main longest path was when he was Evil Dude Love with Vince McMahon, where he'd have the blazer on sometimes.
Oh, okay. All right. Very versatile guy.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that's on for the match.
Yeah, that's definitely set up. And then Some other things that we...
The Rock is...
Rock is not friends with anyone because he called everyone jabronis in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay.
So that's why the Big Show turned on him in a tag match at the Chicago Smackdown.
Gotcha.
And so they wanted to try and do a thing where the Big Show would be a face except with the Rock.
Oh.
But that failed right away because everyone was like, don't really like the Big Show anyways.
No.
Like, people would cheer for him but not care about him.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So now, though, that he's attacking the person that people do care about.
Oh, now he's being a heel.
Yeah. It doesn't matter who he's facing.
Right. If you don't feel bad that Big Boss Man terrorized him the whole second half of 1999. He's just not sympathetic.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, this is in the Garden, right?
Yes, so Madison Square Garden for the Rumble. Great setup with the taxi cab.
Yeah. And with the graffiti.
Yeah, the alleyway. Yeah.
It's a really short, runway.
Yeah, they always do that at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they always have a short runway and coming right into the ring.
Is runway the right term?
Hmm?
Is runway the right term?
I think so, yes.
Steve Austin couldn't drive an ATV down there very long.
Well, they did it at WrestleMania 20, though. I think he did have an ATV there. But they kind of...
In the Garden?
They kind of reconfigured it so that there was...
He had places to drive it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, no more Jeff Jarrett starters.
No, we do not have Jeff Jarrett. We do have... So Kurt Angle comes out, and he was going to have a mystery opponent, and this was one thing that everyone kind of knew was coming.
Gotcha.
Because Tazz had lost the ECW title. They had said that he had signed with WWE, and that was just waiting for him to come. So, and here in New York, where
he's from,
a lot of people know ECW and stuff, is probably the best spot they could have done it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think the crowd right away was into it for Tazz. So it was a good starter. It was quick. Tazz had a clean win.
Yeah, it's a nice quick 4-minute match, but it's... I mean, Kurt Angle looks good. I mean, it's not a squash, but...
That's true.
It's good.
One of the better starters to the...
Yeah, nice and quick also. Doesn't have to be crazy.
Belabor it, just get them out there, get the people amped up, and move on.
And speaking of amped up, we get amped up in our next match, as we have...
Was the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys.
Yes, and a tag team table match.
Two fake brothers.
No.
The Hardy Boys are real brothers.
Hardy
Boys,
right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Dudley Boys.
Dudley Boys are not. No.
Dudley Boys are not.
I mean, lore has it that Big Daddy Dudley was going, so they're only half brothers, but
obviously
he'd go all around Dudleyville. Defense from the other side of the tracks of Dudleyville.
Obviously. So this is tag team title match. No, sorry, tag team table match.
Yes.
And the Hardys are kind of like the table OGs.
Yeah. So, well, the Dudleys had been starting to use them, and then the Hardys had fought back and put them through. So they both put each other through tables.
Gotcha. Well, the Hardy Boys, when did they kind of come up? I feel like all of a sudden they're just.
Well, they kind of had
popping up.
That little fluke tag run in the summer, and then they got killed by the Acolytes again.
Oh, yeah.
And then in October when they won the ladder match was kind of their
That was
ascension.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like it's quick.
Yeah.
Into the
it was kind of
era.
It was kind of like dipping your toes into seeing them regularly, and then all of a sudden it's
you see them everywhere.
They're going to be on every show.
Yeah, well, they're good. So this is a good entertaining match. Some huge bumps, lots of big spots.
Yeah.
And the Hardy Boys win.
Yeah, and lots of crazy ladder spots, table spots, doing springboards, moonsaults into tables just to break them, and power bombs through.
What are the tables made out of that they break easily?
It's
or they just loosen the screws.
They loosen the screws, and I think it's probably balsa wood or something
Is it a company that makes cheapo?
There must
kayfabe
be
tables. Don't use these tables for your graduation party.
Yeah,
they're for breaking. They're wrestling spots only. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure they. Yeah, especially when they're setting them up and when they have them set on the side for table matches. It's obvious that those aren't
not real tables, not craft services.
Not gonna get mixed up with catering tables.
Gotcha. All right. Well, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and this is we get the requisite Jeff Hardy crazy bump where he does the swanton bomb off the balcony onto D-Van on the tables, which is
they were
pretty crazy.
Those guys are fearless. They will do anything. So,
and they'll just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So we have a kind of a left-hand turn after that.
Yeah. So now we get the finale of the great Chris Jericho. So Chris Jericho.
No. It's something before that.
Oh yes, because
it's not on
Wikipedia. I don't know why.
Why not add
it's an official? It's an official result. We know who won.
You need to edit the Wikipedia page to add it in.
So we have the
Royal Rumble bikini.
Miss Royal Rumble bikini contest, and we have a great panel of judges, including Andy Richter.
Yeah, a very motley crew of judges.
Yes.
Why was Andy Richter a judge?
He was a fan, maybe.
Yeah.
Or
he was in New York. It's like Conan's like, go down there, have some fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and Classy Freddie Blassie, also one of the judges.
Who?
Classy Freddie Blassie.
Who's that?
An old manager.
Yeah, it was definitely just like a random assortment of
old
dudes.
like 1970s WWF heads.
And Andy Richter.
Yes, and Andy Richter.
Yeah, and Mae Young, of course, wants to be in it.
Of course, yes. Because she wants to show everybody her puppies.
Yeah. I mean, it's still funny, but I think the old lady thing started to get a little played.
And so they actually edited the Peacock version a little bit because on the show they did like have her flash, but she was wearing like a prosthetic.
Oh.
Like in Something About Mary.
Oh, okay.
Like how the lady has like the fake boobs.
Yeah.
So it was kind of that.
Gotcha.
Like big saggy watermelon things hanging off. And like she flashed him right in King's face. And he's like, ah!
Well, he'd be like that anyways.
Yeah. But yeah.
He's always squawking.
Nice little TNA and then comedy all wrapped in one.
Yep.
It's a nice little breather after the big tables match, and then
it's got to come down.
There's going to be another match coming up that they need to.
Yeah, that's true. You talking about the China Jericho match?
Yes,
right?
of course. So back in December, they had one final match, China and Jericho. The thing was now China's hand was healed, so she could beat him. And then they had a stupid double pin.
Oh.
Where like one ref counted for China, one ref counted for Jericho.
That doesn't make any sense.
So Stephanie McMahon's decision was to make them co-champions. So this led to a lot of stupid matches.
They're really pushing China.
And then now it's Jericho versus China versus Hardcore Holly, and whoever wins is the undisputed Intercontinental champ.
Gotcha. Yeah, no one. I mean, Jericho is very much failing at being a heel.
Yeah, he is. He is probably like the second or third most over guy at the show. I think.
Why did they even try to make him a heel? Like, why?
I think when he came in, it made sense because they thought maybe he'd be like towards the top of the card, and there's top of the card faces for him to go with. But now I think if he's going to be a little lower, like the IC level, he should be a face, and I think they are slowly learning that, but they don't want to make it such an obvious right turn that.
Gotta let China save some face.
Yeah, because she's so over. Everyone loves China. So brave.
Yeah, ninth wonder of the world.
Yeah,
I mean this was fine. I mean, I said just okay. The finishers kept a lot of 2 counts, a lot of kickouts.
Yeah.
But
a lot of interrupting the pin counts.
Yeah. At the end, Jericho wins. Everyone's very excited.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we can move on from this.
Yeah. And then, of course, he pins Hardcore Holly, so that's he didn't pin China.
Gotcha.
So maybe they're not done yet.
Okay, well, we'll see. So then we have another kind of just super, super, super quick.
Yeah, this was something, I think...
What happened with this one?
I think something...
It's 2.5 minutes?
2.5 minutes, and it's just I guess they do pin them? It is pinfall. Okay, I thought it was a DQ or something. But it's super quick. That was beat the Acolytes. I think that they were running short on time or something.
Oh, probably.
This got cut. Yeah. They weren't going to cut the world title match.
No.
And you need time for the Rumble.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe the bikini contest ran long because of Mae Young showing her puppies.
It could be. Yeah, so I mean, pretty much just like they all start. X-Pac runs out.
Yeah, it was.
And then it's over.
Really quick and unorganized.
Yeah. And how much longer are the New Age Outlaws going to be around? I feel like they're kind of like...
Their time is coming up pretty soon, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Both of them?
Well...
Oh, don't tell me.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
I won't Google it. It can't be spoilers if it's 20.
They're both still in the company at the end of 2000. I'll just say that.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. All right. Well, yeah. I think you're right. I think they just kind of said get in, get out. Honestly, they should just cut the whole match.
Yeah, they could have said like backstage the DX attack the Acolytes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what we have after that though is one of the best matches I think in history.
Really?
I was looking it up. I have it ranked number 9 all time.
Really?
Yeah. I think. Yeah,
what's in front of it for your matches?
So it's 9.
Well, when did you make this list?
2020, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like January 1st, 2020.
Did you change anything on it?
Not really, I don't think. There's some I might add, but not in this top realm, I don't think.
Oh, Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker WrestleMania 25. It's one of my favorites, too. Okay. John Cena, CM Punk, Captain Jack. Yeah, so it's definitely up there.
Yeah, so I think...
I mean, it's kind of like...
I would say, for me, it's the second best match we've seen. First is still Over the Edge. 1998, I think, is like one of the peak matches in both storyline and action.
Okay.
But this is a very close second in just the
action.
The action alone, the violence.
Yeah, this is like very, very graphic.
Yeah, like Triple H gets suplexed on the pallet and ends up getting impaled.
Yeah, oh gosh, I just got the chills.
And then, like, it wasn't on this version, but on the one home video they showed like him getting like stitched up, and it was pretty gross.
Oh, I'm sure.
They did like clean wood out of it.
Ew, make sure that tetanus shot and all that good. I mean, no, it's not metal, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, that pallet probably wasn't very clean. I don't think they disinfected the pallet.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm guessing it was like a stage prop. It wasn't like a...
Yeah.
It's not like they got it from the dock of the Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Hope not.
Yeah, right. And it was just gross. Yeah, there's the pallet, and like there's like the 2x4.
Yeah, so the barbed wire.
Yeah.
So when he gets it out from underneath the ring, it's barbed wire, and he doesn't end up getting Triple H with it. Triple H gets it and hits Foley a few times with it in the shirt with his shirt. And you do notice, like the last time he hits it in the shirt, it does like kind of catch it to rip it. But then after that, Triple H loses it. The referee tries to put it with the Spanish announcers.
Oh yeah.
And that's so when Mick Foley gets it back, it's a switcheroo to non-barbed wire.
Interesting.
Because then he starts hitting Triple H with it. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it was a little trickery that they used.
So the other one was under the Spanish announcement table?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's what they give him to stop his rampage.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's why like he can like beat him with it. So
yeah, so Triple H is not getting cut to pieces with the barbed wire.
Jeez.
As a 30-year-old man just didn't want to have his face cut up.
Yeah.
It's not Dusty Rhodes in the 1970s.
Yeah, right. I mean, that left a mark on Dusty Rhodes' face for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then there's the Triple H gets busted open.
Yeah.
They're bleeding. Cactus Jack bites him with his bloody face, which that's not sanitary either.
No, not at all.
Blah.
And then Triple H gets the handcuffs.
Oh, that's right.
And does try to kind of replicate the last year's Rumble with the chair shots. But The Rock actually comes out.
Oh, that's right.
He's the only one who's allowed to give Mick Foley damage in a chair match at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and then this is the thumbtacks too, right?
Yeah, so then first he gives him a pile driver on the table. And that looks like it might do it, but Triple H kicks out. So then Mick Foley goes outside, and once again, whenever Mick Foley grabs a big bag, Jerry Lawler thinks it's a sandbag. Because that's what he's going to use.
Why?
Because, it's like 10 pounds, so you could drop it at him, I guess.
He's a goof.
Yeah. The 280-pounder needs a sandbag to use as a weapon.
Obviously.
So, no, it's, of course, a bag of thumbtacks, which should always be under a ring.
Ugh. They can't really, like...
gimmick those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say it.
I mean, if you're going to show them, you'll see that they're real. You can't be stickers or something.
Or you could make them all like blunt edge, but that one wouldn't really help that much either.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to go.
Ugh, yeah.
Actually, I think having them sharp going in is probably better than
blunt.
Like just bursting you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Ugh. Like, how do you like mentally like prepare yourself to do that?
You just kind of go for it.
Yeah, I mean, he really goes for it. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's
prolific.
Harry's covered up at least pretty well, so
that's true.
I mean, it's still going into him, but not.
It's pretty superficial. It's like acupuncture.
Right. I mean, the ones in the arm are probably the worst, but
yeah,
could get those out.
Yeah.
Not in this one, but there's one he has later with Randy Orton where Orton does go into the tacks, like in. I think he had a T-shirt, but still, bad. And Edge did it at WrestleMania that I went to. He went into the tacks without a shirt on.
Oof. Was this
and then he went through then he speared Mick Foley through a flaming table. So
okay.
That was. They were going through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, some theater there. Is this the first time thumbtacks have been used?
No, the first was Hell in a Cell.
Oh, that's right.
He used it and didn't remember using it.
That's right,
and
yeah.
Had to ask afterwards if they had used the thumbtacks while he had
like half
thousands
back.
of thumbtacks in his back.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember that. So he's like the thumbtack pioneer.
Yeah, because they always talked about like his death matches in Japan and stuff. So that was, this is tame compared to the bed of nails matches and barbed wire exploding rings.
Yeah, I vaguely remember hearing about this at the time and being like, oh no. I didn't quite realize it was fake, but you can't really fake that. So
yeah,
that's rough.
Yeah. He explains in his books how sometimes with the bed of nails, as long as you used it as long as the weight was distributed evenly, it didn't really add that much. Because it's not like one nail's going to go into you.
Right.
It's just more kind of it pushes against you.
Gotcha.
So it's more just discomfort, not real pain.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah. No thanks. I guess I have that prickle mat that I like to lie on.
Yeah, there you go. It's just like a bed of nails.
But no one's suplexing me onto it.
So yeah, but this is a very bloody, especially for WWF.
Right.
Even sometimes when they have people bleed, it's usually not like this graphic. This was very bloody for them. And
all around the ring, very violent, very. But I think I know we watched this before. And this is what I associate the Attitude Era with.
Yeah, this is a very Attitude Era.
Gratuitous violence, mainly out of the ring, not a lot of technical.
And Triple H does. For a street fight, he wins it clean. He hits
the
pedigree. Cactus Jack kicks out, which is very unusual. Usually, pedigree is a kill shot. So then he gets a pedigree into the tacks, and that is enough.
That does it, yeah.
And then Triple H is going to take it out on a stretcher, and Cactus Jack attacks him and throws him in the ring.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, this is long.
Yeah, it was 26 minutes, so I think
it was 28.
Oh, maybe it was. No, 26:55. But counting the entrances and the after stuff, it's probably about 35 minutes.
Yeah,
also.
The aftermath.
Yeah.
So, that's a tough one to follow, too.
Yeah, so, luckily it's the Rumble where people are just going to be excited, just in principle.
True. Yeah.
Even if... And this was a really hot show up to this point, so now, the Rumble is just kind of...
the icing on the cake?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And it was good. Every Rumble's long. There's always some part where
so the beginning is kind of slow.
Oh, until Rikishi.
But it's slow on purpose, kind of just to fill it up with people that are going to go once Rikishi comes in.
Yeah.
And he eliminates D'Lo Brown, Mosh, Christian, and then him and Raymond, Too Cool, they do their dance.
Yes, which
everyone loves, and then Rikishi eliminates both of them. And then he kind
dances by himself.
Yeah, he dances by himself some more.
Which people also like.
And then he takes Steve Blackman and Viscera down.
Oh, that's right.
And it's kind of just standing in the ring by himself, and then the Big Boss Man comes out. But the Big Boss Man doesn't get in the ring at first and just kind of stalls.
Psychological tactics.
Yeah, and then we get, kind of slow. It's kind of slows up again with Tazz, British Bulldog, Gangrel, Edge.
Yeah.
Bob Backlund makes a grand triumphant return.
I'm surprised Edge kind of wasn't in it for very long.
14 minutes.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
I feel like
he didn't do much,
right.
But he was involved. And then Chris Jericho is really misused in this one. Like, to have him be in the Royal Rumble for 3 minutes is just crazy.
Oh, and then you have to talk about Kai and Tai and the
yes. So, and they covered it on Heat that originally Kai and Tai and the Main Street Posse were told that they would be in the Rumble, but then they decided they had Chris Jericho, Chyna, Hardcore Holly, and the Acolytes, I think, to the Rumble.
Okay, so they got bumped.
So they got bumped, and they were very upset about it, so they decided to make their presence felt. And Kai and Tai comes in. Well, they come in once early and get thrown out right away. And then they come in a little later, and the Big Boss Man launches Taka Michinoku, and his jaw just plants into the side.
He lands.
And it is Jerry Lawler's favorite clip of all time.
Gosh, yeah, he talks
they play it
constantly.
I was counting 4 times. 4 times they play it. On his request, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he keeps calling him that Chinese guy.
Oh my gosh.
He had a Chinese hospital.
And JR is very, embarrassed.
Yeah, so Taka Michinoku actually did suffer obviously a concussion and a broken jaw.
Oof, yeah.
He was out for about 6 weeks.
That totally tracks. Well, yeah, he, broke the fall with his face.
Yeah, it was a nasty, nasty bump.
Yeah, and Jerry Lawler was very excited.
Yes, Jerry Lawler loved it.
I shouldn't laugh.
Yeah.
But he's okay. He's okay.
Taka's okay.
Yeah.
Still wrestles every once in a while in Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for him. So yeah, they kind of spiced it up. I gotta say.
Yeah, they added a little bit. Yeah, but then again, it's kind of slogging up the ring, and then finally the Rock comes out.
2024.
And then you get Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
Big Show. Kane, the Godfather, comes out with all his hoes.
Yep.
He's in it a minute and 32 seconds.
Oh, really?
And then X-Pac comes out, so you got the Outlaws in there still.
Yeah, you have Degeneration X.
And then
whatever form that.
They eliminate each other, actually, the Outlaws.
Oh, yeah?
And then Kane eliminates X-Pac, but X-Pac sneaks back in and eliminates Kane.
Right.
But then Big Show eliminates X-Pac, and then The Rock is able to beat the Big Show to get the win. The Big Show runs to the ropes, and The Rock kind of folds himself out and rolls back in. But then, like you said, you were kind of miffed that the Big Show.
I was going to say, he's the last one in the ring.
Yeah, it is kind of odd that they did it.
It's very odd. Yeah, The Rock wins, but then, Big Show doesn't really leave.
Right.
And then he's ends on the Big Show. It's why are you doing this?
And, because we got the point that the Big Show was mad. It didn't. We didn't need extra. You could have done that the next night on Raw.
Right.
Give the Rock
exactly.
Give the Rock his moment. Yeah, because it's going to be a bumpy road for him to WrestleMania. So,
is it?
As you may expect. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's never a smooth road to WrestleMania.
So right now it would stand the Rock versus Triple H, which would make sense. They are the two biggest the big face heel, and they're not feuding, but they're feuding kind of
Gotcha.
They're
not friends. They're not enemies.
Yeah, they're enemies, but they're not actively feuding with each other. But they could have a match on Raw, and it wouldn't be weird.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Or a tag match, Mankind and The Rock versus Triple H and X-Pac.
Yeah. Yes, I said lame. Amanda's saying lame. The Big Show comes back and steals the show.
Yeah, and the Rumble itself is not very good because it's kind of I like the Rikishi part, obviously.
Yes.
And then once The Rock comes in, it picks up. But there's just that middle slog where there's nothing going on. The one guy people care about is Chris Jericho, and he's out in 3 minutes. Yeah. And Tess Ted's the record for the longest Test is in the Rumble the longest.
Really?
Yeah, like that's
a misunderstanding.
Yeah, if you look at the time chart, like here.
Okay.
So it's like Test is the longest. I don't know why it's not going.
Yeah, I don't know.
Order.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah. So Test is the longest, and then these are the next, like...
Right.
Gangrel is 23 minutes. Like,
oh my gosh,
he had been in storylines in, like, over a year. The Big Boss Man is in there 22 minutes.
Well, because he kind of was being...
Yeah, like, Rikishi had at least the most elimination.
I'm sure that's not the time they entered it. Because Billy Gunn, Road Dogg wasn't in there for 19 minutes.
No, I think he was.
Really?
He was, like, huddled in the corner the whole time.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, I think this is how long they were in
Okay.
it. Yeah, because Billy Gunn didn't enter it. 9 minutes, 38.
Okay. Oh, that filtered it, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
for some reason,
Farouk was in it for 18
yeah,
seconds.
Farouk. Yeah, Bradshaw and Farouk together were in it 43 seconds. So, and their match was 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Gotcha.
They did not work very much tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people that really. I guess it's like any Rumble. People
there's going to be a lot of a lot of guys that are out before the next guy, even especially here because they had the Rikishi spot where he's cleaning house.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, after the Triple H Cactus Jack match, it's like you didn't need another big showstopper.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I think they started slow with like 5 spots of guys who are just kind of out here to be there.
Right.
And then they get to Rikishi and it kind of livens things up.
Yeah, then it dies again.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we watched the next Raw.
Yeah, so...
Although they really didn't advance the storyline, it was just the Lumberjills.
Yeah.
And then the WCW people.
Yeah, so then we didn't watch the next night because the big thing there was the Dudley Boys powerbomb Terry through a table.
Oh, that's right.
And then the next week, so it starts with Chris Benoit, Perry Saturn, Eddie Guerrero, and Dean Malenko, who had walked out of WCW. Actually, it was right before the Rumble that they did that because Vince Russo was fired from WCW.
Oh, was he? He wasn't there very long.
No, he wasn't. So things were going bad for him because, like, they had finally, after 2 years, decided to make Bret Hart champion, but he got a concussion and had to give up the title, so things were kind of spiraling.
Gotcha.
And then, they were going to be replaced. Vince Russo was getting replaced by Kevin Sullivan, who did not like Chris Benoit because he had stolen his wife.
Oh, that's
so
fair.
That was a big thing. So he was like, I don't want to work with him. So they ended up granting them the release, and they went to WWE.
What about the other 3? I mean, were they all
together. They knew that
Gotcha.
They weren't going to get pushed if he was the booker.
Gotcha.
He was going to hold him down. And they made Chris Benoit champion at his last pay-per-view, but he still was like, no, I'm not going to do this.
Gotcha. Yeah, then they all show up, but... So whose match was it we were watching?
It was Steve Blackman and Al Snow, who are tentatively named Head Cheese.
Okay.
And against the Outlaws. And Al Snow welcomes the WCW guys because he knows them from ECW, actually.
Well, obviously.
And then during the match, the Road Dogg gets thrown into the crowd and takes the first punch. They do note that.
Oh, okay.
And then the WCW 4 attack him and take him out. And they even admit, the announcers are like, yeah, they're from Ted Turner's WCW, and they didn't like the management there, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, they're gloating in it.
They're kind of rubbing this is one of their
faces.
Touchdown spikes.
Yeah, exactly.
Having, not just one guy, but 4 big-name guys jump as in one fall swoop.
Right. I mean, I had never heard of the other 2. I knew Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
I didn't know the other 2.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't... Yeah, I mean, the other 2, Perry Saturn and Dean Malenko, didn't do as much in WWF, but they had big careers in ECW and WCW coming in, so... Where was
ECW based out of?
Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
And then they were like kind of northeast. They did New York and
Gotcha.
New Jersey shows, but Philly was their home base.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, to your point, kind of local to the area.
Yeah, so that's like what Tazz was going to be big, and Chris Jericho even kind of still has that buzz.
Gotcha. Cool.
So what would you give the Rumble? So the Raw that we watched, it ended with the Radicals attacking Triple H.
That's right.
To make a stand.
Yeah. And then we watched. Do you want to talk about the Lumberjill match?
Oh yes.
It doesn't really advance things.
No, well, it gets Harvey Whippleman to be the women's champion.
Yes.
Which is really telling you how much they value that right now.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Good point. So, the Rumble itself wasn't my favorite.
Right.
I mean, but the show overall I thought was pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a high score. I'll tell you that.
It was good. Well, has one of your favorite matches all the time, so you're automatically. Yep. All right, I would give it an 8. Okay. What are you gonna give it?
Looking at SummerSlam, you got 8.5. Gave 9.5 to SummerSlam 99. I'm gonna go 9 here.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I mean, the undercard, the IC title match isn't great, but the tag title match is nothing. But that's quick at least.
Right.
And then you have that great tables match.
Right.
The awesome Tazz debut.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunately that's Tazz's high point in his WWF career, I think.
Okay.
Which is a shame, but I think these 4 guys coming in from WCW kind of overshadowed him immediately.
Yeah,
like
kind of stinks.
He had 1 week as like the new
guy,
indie darling,
gotcha, yeah,
website darling guy who is all working and stuff, and now here come 4 guys that are better at it.
Yep,
and taller than him.
Yeah,
which is, I think, the thing is, this is probably the first time Vince McMahon ever saw him wrestle.
Oh, really?
So he probably saw him like, who's this short guy?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. All right, no. Good start to the year.
And for best matches?
Obviously the Mick Foley Triple H one.
Yep.
And the Hardy's Dudleys.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's a pretty easy one, actually.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, there was not that many matches where it was really up for grabs.
Yeah. Are those yours too as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. All right. What's the February one?
So February is No Way Out 2000, and we will have to watch some. There's going to be some build-up we'll have to watch into this one because it gets bumpy from here into WrestleMania. There's a lot of twists and turns coming up. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, who's the head writer now that Vince Russo's out again?
It's kind of a group of like TV writers that they had hired.
Gotcha.
Brian Gewirtz was there. He's like still with The Rock as part of like his production crew. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll go to No Way Out and keep on the road to WrestleMania.
Okay. All right, and everyone enjoy the 2025 Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Next week.
25 years from ago in New York. See you next time.
One man.
I lost my teeth.
In this business.
I cracked my face.
Has the ability to take it to his level. And only one man stands between him and the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Triple H, Cactus Jack. The road to WrestleMania starts now. Catch the WWF Royal Rumble. Check your local listings for details.
Bye.
Bye.